Well, good morning there, folks. So we are walking the trails right now, testing out a few things, but the goal today is to find some mushrooms and have a great lunch. Now, this area that we're in and we're walking down, we have found black trumpets here before, but they were spent. I don't know if you remember that video from last year, but we are going to look into it right now, see if we can get our hands on some, and I think we're actually pretty close. But we're gonna head on down and check it out. I have recently switched up from my Canon Vixia HF700 to a Canon PowerShot SX60 HS, and so far I kind of like it. This is going to be my first video with it, and I'm hoping that this will turn out to be a better quality video for you guys. And we may be a little bit shaky right now. I'm just using this tiny little tripod, but we'll see how it goes. I'll be back if we get our eyes on anything here. So, alright guys, whoa, what do we got here?
It's a mushroom knife.
There we go, and right down here we found a mushroom. There we go. Jesse's cutting off that chanterelle. We did find one. It looks actually pretty good.
Oh yeah,
not so bad at all.
It smells awesome.
Nice. And we did find a couple more here. They're not the prettiest specimens.
Oh, no, we're not going to pick these ones, but I saw some others that are down here actually that you didn't see.
Oh boy, look at that. There's a whole bunch of them under the
They're a little dried out, but nothing that a little bit of butter can't...
Sorry, for those of you new to my channel, if you are looking at how to identify chanterelles, I'll leave a little card right here. You can check that right out, and you'll definitely see a quick guide to how to identify chants, and they are a prime, extremely tasty mushroom that's pretty easy to identify. So be sure to go check those out. So recently, we've just come off of a really crazy heat wave. We had temperatures high up into the 40s, and that's Celsius, so well into the hundreds of Fahrenheit. But we haven't had much rain at all, so that can make mushroom hunting a little difficult because it tends to change the colors a little bit of your mushrooms. Now, the chanterelles that we found today are definitely chanterelles, but they are a little bit washed out in color compared to what they usually are because of the dryness. Now normally they'll be a bright yellow or almost a golden color, but today they seem to be a little bit on the washed out yellow, but that's all right. They're still going to taste great, and maybe when we rinse them off they'll soak some of that water up, and they'll be good to eat. So that just makes it all that more important to follow your steps when you're identifying mushrooms. Alright, I'll check back with you in a bit. Oh really? Got a nice piece of chaga here. We'll save that for winter time. It's getting bigger and bigger every year. Nobody knows about it, so it's going to stay there. Alright guys, so here we are. Just found a lobster mushroom, and Jesse's going to cut it down and talk to you a little bit about it. So here we go.
So in Quebec, Canada, lobster mushrooms tend to come up in the month of July. They like it when the temperatures get to that above 25 Celsius or maybe around 75 Fahrenheit or so. And so this mushroom, they're orange, and it's kind of hard to miss them. You want to know it's good, I mean, it's white all the way through. I call these guys the big orange monster because they get much bigger than this. I clean them off with my brush because it's got dirt all over it. I'll probably even cut off some pieces that got too much dirt, because you throw that in your basket, then more dirt gets on the rest of your mushrooms. You have more cleaning to do later. So It's called a lobster mushroom, not because of the color, but maybe added in it's because of the color, but it actually has a little bit of a fishy, lobstery kind of smell. And I actually make pasta dishes with squid ink pasta and shrimp and make a cream sauce, and this ends up being like a great substitute to actually having lobster in there, and delicious. This is actually a mushroom that parasitizes another mushroom, which is a Rasula, and I guess it happens underneath the ground where the mycelium is, and then you end up having these big weird orange monster lobster mushrooms coming out of the ground. There you have it.
Very cool. So how do you identify these guys, basically?
Well, I mean, it's not going to have any gills.
Okay.
No gills. They're going to have an irregular shape, and when you cut it white all the way through, that's the way you also know it's good. It's good to eat, because it'll start to brown inside if it's no good.
They're kind of hard, eh, on the outside?
Yes, it's a very firm mushroom, and I mean, sometimes we do find them coming out of the ground that's kind of semi-moist, not completely saturated moist.
And also the colors will vary from something like this, like a pale orange, to a deep red.
Oh almost, yeah, almost a deep red in color. Sometimes if they're starting to get too deep in red, that might mean they're starting to spoil. And then if you see black patches like this in the center, I see a little bit of blackness, I might just cut that out and then eat the rest of it.
Very cool.
And you know, saute butter, garlic. Yummy.
As always, I will attach the information on this mushroom, how to identify it, at the end of this video with the scientific name, so you guys can research it yourself. We came across a little patch here. We've got some here, some over there. Jesse's picking right now.
They're very small.
They are small. They are popping up here. We've got some over here. Kind of a little trail of them that runs around here. Beautiful little valley here. So here we are at location number 3, and we've been poking around, looking around, and we did find one more lobster, and that's a nice one too. Take a look at that.
Yeah.
It's a small guy, but
small, in good
really
shape.
Nice white inside. Looks pretty good.
We found another mushroom right next to it.
Yeah, we spotted this guy first,
which could be a crackling or cracking bolete of some kind. We'll look at it. I don't know quite what it is. No, plus it's not very good inside. I don't know what this is, so that's one we leave behind. We found one.
Yeah.
Oh, I see another one too.
Yep, we got one right here. Oh, and another one right here poking up through the leaf litter. Now this is key right here. Not only are you looking for mushrooms, but sometimes you want to be looking for leaves just being disturbed, popping up through the ground. When you see that, you know you're in business. Sorry guys, we're heading back to the car now. Wasn't much up there for the picking in this spot, and so we hit 2 locations. It's not looking too good. Seems like everything's all dried up from the heat wave that we've had. So now we are going to head on back to another location where we're going to cook up some lunch and have our steaks and eat the mushrooms that we found. So luckily we did manage to find some chanterelles and a couple of lobsters. So oh man, should taste fantastic on the steaks. Well, hey guys, just arrived at the camp. Got the chanterelles being cleaned up by Jesse. I'm going to do a quick run around and collect up some firewood. There's lots of stuff to be had here, sticks and stuff all over the place. I'll be rocking the Amora Garberg again, and I've got the Nathan 4071 ferro rod. And we will see if we can get some hemlock twigs to start our fire this time as our initial tinder. We'll see how that goes. So give me a couple minutes. I'll come back with some stuff, and we'll we'll get our fire going and cook up our steaks. So here we are. Got the Nathan Sasquatch here.
Where's the big one?
I didn't bring it today.
Oh.
And I've got a bunch of small hemlock twigs that we're actually going to use as our tinder to start this bad boy up. So let's give it a couple of scrapes here. Done.
Done.
Done. How about that?
Yeah, I wanted to get the cons bowl, but you
Over here. Fire's going. And Jesse's over up here setting up the rocket stove to cook up the chanterelles. We got right in here in the frying pan. And the lobsters on the plate.
Oh, there's a bug in there.
Oh, protein.
That's I'd almost print that and put it on the wall. It's so nice. Oh, beer. So good. I had a couple beers this week. I cheated, but
Oh man, I don't know guys, if you guys haven't been out picking wild mushrooms before and if you ever smelt the smell of chanterelles, they are magical. And the actually I think I get a bit of the smell of the lobsters in there too, eh?
oh yeah, the two of them together actually go very nicely, and I've had them on combined on hamburgers before, awesome, and I've had them on steak and pastas, risottos, soups, mac and cheese.
You're starting to sound like Bubba Gump.
Grilled cheese.
Grilled cheese, yeah. It's okay, buddy. I won't hold it against you. Was that a lobster?
No, that's a chanterelle.
No! So there you have it, guys. Freshly cooked, wild picked chanterelles and lobster mushroom. Oh man.
A little bit of sand in there.
Yeah, little. And some delicious flank steaks. Many of the chanterelles we found today were drying out. But one would think that they would be spent, and you know what? You probably couldn't sell them. But we took those chanterelles that were pretty much dried to the touch. The skins on them were getting leathery a little bit. But we were able to pick them, put them into a frying pan with a little bit of water, and they soaked it right up and plumped right back up again. Probably some of those chanterelles that we left behind there, if it happened to rain tonight, would probably come right back. I would think.
Some of them.
Maybe some of them. When you're out and you're picking these chanterelles, if you end up finding any that are starting to go mushy, forget about it. Those are done. Those are history. But all these other ones that you see that look like they're starting to dry up a little bit, they were actually very good and delicious. And I'm glad we picked them because they were good. Sorry guys, as always, I will attach the information on this mushroom, how to identify it, at the end of this video with the scientific name, so you guys can research it yourself. And as always, do your own research, get out and explore. I'll see you in the next one. So I've attached a scientific name to help you guys get started on doing your own research. But with these 4 steps should really get you on your way to identifying the lobster mushroom. But just remember, if you're not 100% sure, don't eat them.